Hi. Hi everybody. How how's everything? So today I want so yeah, in the mid 90s, John Carpenter did a horror anthology series, which is unusual for him to do, but he did as a TV movie. And I don't know if anybody out there has ever seen it, ever heard of it, because it was made for Showtime in 1993. It's a horror anthology, 3 stories, and it's got a wraparound, and it's Mark Hamill in it. John Carpenter himself is in it, here and there. And what am I talking about? And Shout Factory did release it on a Blu-ray and DVD, and it's called Body Bags. Right here. It's like a I wouldn't call underrated classic, but it's a classic nonetheless. And it's a wraparound because he plays a mortician in a morgue, and then you find out later what the special mortician, yes, but works in the morgue a little more, but it goes a little more further than that. So yeah, he's the wraparound person to he's like the crypt keeper, where you start a story and then you start with nets and nets, or you talk at the beginning, you talk at the end. Yeah, that's his character. It's got Stacy Keach. So you got 3 stories. You got the gas station, you got hair, and you got eye. So yeah. And you got the special features on here, commentary for all 3 stories. It's made from Showtime, which they don't say on here, but it was. And it's directed, believe it or not, by Tobe Hooper. So, well, wait a minute. And you're saying, wait a minute, it can't be directed by one or the other. And hold on for 1 minute. It was directed by both, because John Carpenter did 1 story, and Tobe Hooper did 2, or vice versa. I don't know, but it's Alex Thatcher from Passenger 57. I don't know who that is, but people can let me know. Is Deborah Harry, Sheena Easton, music Steve Sheena Easton, Twiggy, which she's a music kind of pop star, tried to be an actress like in the 60s or in the 70s. David Naughton for American Werewolf for London. David Warner, and cameos by Wes Craven, Tobe Hooper, Roger Corman, and John Carpenter himself. So yeah, this is a little horror thing in John Carpenter's career. It's unrated. This is made for Showtime. Produced by Sandy King, and John Carpenter. And John Carpenter did present it, so because he's, as I say, he does a wraparound. I'll show the back for a second, because inside is not really. It's a reversible cover, but not to a extent where you see his body bags and more stuff. But yeah, it's all pictures and stuff and stills from the film, which I'm not gonna spoil there. Gas station is like a woman's at a gas station asking for gas, and then she comes on. I think David Naughton in it, and then no, let me rewind that a bit. I'm gonna rewind that a bit. A gas station. A woman was at the gas station late at night for the graveyard shift, and she feels like it's all too creepy and too moody for her, and things are going on there that she don't know what's going on, and she goes to find out, like, is there a killer here? Is someone wait, trying to bomb me during these late hours of my shift at the gas station where she's all alone by herself. So it has the, the fear factor up to here a little bit. And, and she finds out what's going on, but, is the really killer, targeting this gas station, or am I, or am I dreaming? Am I thinking, like, is everything okay? And I'm just, like, scared over nothing. And that's what that what John Carpenter films well, all that tension, all that fear of simple stuff, You were away at night, grocery store, the gas station, you're all by yourself away at night. There could be a serial killer behind you, hiding gas station, who knows? And that's what that story is. The second one is Hair, where it's, a womanizer or a married man, like Stacy Keach. I think he's not married, but anyway. And he's losing his hair, and he thinks that to make him better looking is to grow back his hair that he's losing him, naturally going bald. Which at that age he wasn't, but still, that's beside the point. So it goes to a place run by David Warner to grow back his hair, and they do it, and they said he'll get long hair, and cut it, it'll grow back, so he's not gonna lose anything, and so and basically at the end, Stacy Keach gets his comeuppance in a weird sort of like alien sort of way. Yeah, spoilers, folks. The hair that keeps growing, and he losing, the hair moves. Yes, the hair follicles move. Which means it's not regular hair transplant place he went to. It's an alien hair transplant place. Because in the beginning you see Stacy Keach trying on toupees, which I guess is kind of funny. And it's like, you can tell that one was directed by Tobe Hooper. You could just tell. It's not really John Carpenter kind of thing. It is, but it isn't. And the hair just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. No matter what you cut, more you cut it, it keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. Until we asked David Warner for help, and so, well, we got another one. Which means they knew it wasn't going to stop. I mean, it's not like the peanut butter solution, which I don't remember as a kid, where the kid's hair keeps going, and they found a way to stop. In this one, the hair doesn't stop. And then you got one called I, where Mark Hamill is in that one, and stuff, and he thinks that it's almost like the mind of a killer when it comes to I. Is he killer, is he not, kind of deal. But they're very well done. They're very, like, maybe about 25 to 30 minutes in length, which is pretty good for a horror anthology. And it works. And it works. And so, do I recommend it? Yes, I do. I mean, do I think it's pretty good? Yes. I mean, is it one of the top John Carpenter horror TV films? In a way, yes, but in a way, not. But it's very appreciative because, I'm surprised Showtime took a chance and put it out there. Because one time when you had cable, you had Showtime, HBO, or some people had both. I'm not going to say what I had, but I had one of them. Or so I had something like that. And, it's good to see, and you probably can watch it on streaming, or if you have the Blu-ray, or you can still get the Blu-ray. It's still in print, believe it or not. It's still in print at Grub now, or you can get again on Amazon, or wherever. You probably can watch on YouTube. I don't know, or get who die about DVD or something, they probably still have it there, or Orbit, they probably still have it there. I don't know. I don't know these things. More people do. More people know than I do, and that's okay. But yeah, this film should be seen more and more often. So I'm not gonna put a link where you can get it, because I know we all can get it, but because I just said where you can get it, and I worried don't want to get copyrighted. Because if I put sites up, yeah, I would get, or websites on, on this video, I would get copyright like just that, or demonetized just that quick. And that's not good for right now, to be demonetized at all. So check this out. And what you see, some of this cover kind of happens, but doesn't happen. So the cover is kind of partly accurate. But there you go, Body Bags by John Carpenter, an unusual film, but just right up his alley. And it's very appreciative, but it's also classic. And again, I'm gonna say why nobody talks about this film that much. I don't know why this isn't talked about, but it's well deserved. All right, so that's it. Bye. See you next time.